I specialize in the education and entertainment of 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 entertainment. Candy and the sun. Could you make me a woman? Showtime. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run daggers for you, daggers for you. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Go pump, pump, pump some neurons. I know you're used to Lucy. Dinner, dinner, dinner. Such a shunt. It tastes good. Such a shunt. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Surprise. Hip hop, bebop. Dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop. Doesn't mean that they don't love. Hip hop, bebop. Bop, bop, bop. Dance till you drop, hip hop, bebop. Just a little bit of nicotine. The sun. Just a little bit of nicotine. Cream in your sugar now. Little bit of nicotine. Doesn't mean that they don't love you.
Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Should've never had a birthday, Dad.
I know you're used to Lucy, but I run daggers for you. I'm in charge, daggers for you. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Go pump, pump, pump some neurons. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Such a shunt, such a shunt. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run.
Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Birthday, Dad.
Hip hop, bebop. Dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop. Doesn't mean that they don't love. Hip hop, bebop. Bop, bop, bop. Dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop. Bum, 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 bum. Just a little bit of nicotine. The sun. Just a little bit of nicotine. Cream in your sugar now. Little bit of nicotine. Dinner, dinner, dinner. Doesn't mean that they don't love you. Entertainment of entertainment of entertainment of entertainment. When I'm in charge. Entertainment of entertainment of entertainment of entertainment of entertainment of entertainment. Don't fuss with me. It tastes good. Dinner, dinner, dinner. It tastes good. Pump, 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 pump.
Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Birthday, Dad.
I know you're used to Lucy, but I run. Such a shunt, such a shunt. I'm in charge. I know you're used to Lucy, but I run.
Should've never had a birthday, Dad. Birthday, Dad. Dad, Dad. Birthday, Dad.
Yeah. Hip hop, bebop. Dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop. Mean that they don't love. Hip hop, bebop. Bop, bop, bop. Dance till you drop. Hip hop, bebop. Candy and the sun. Just a little bit of nicotine. Dinner, dinner, dinner. Just a little bit of nicotine. Cream in your sugar now. Little bit of nicotine. Doesn't mean that they don't love you. Well, that's all for today. Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, how you doing, everybody? Nice to see you. Pretty cool. Everybody's here. Nene, all my friends. We got. All right. So I have a confession to make right out of the gate, and let me do this so I can hear myself. It's been driving me crazy. Where's the thing? Properties. Here we go. I'm out of, I was running around trying to find my. Oh, I'm super loud. Awesome. Love that. That's why I checked. Okay. Okay. Whoa. Alright. Down, boy. Kenyan Tonka, I see you. Alright, so this, as far as glitter goes, so far I have this, which I know is tinsel, but for now we're gonna have to call it glitter, and I'll go glue it to my face or head or my tits Whatever you guys want. Whoever wins gets it. This is a new effect I'm using. Look, I'm at the murder house. Yay! Look. I can be anywhere. You want me to add another picture in the background? I can do it. You know what? I can do a whole slideshow. This sounds crazy right now. Okay, it's Friday night, or it was. It's Saturday morning. Happy Saturday morning to everybody that's here. I'm sorry you are stuck with me. And Tony's hat, yes, it's still. Does he show up on camera? I don't know. I haven't. Let me. This is taking way. He sucks at this now. I don't know what he's doing in there. He's a terrible host. I want to watch this show now that thing's not responding. Yeah, that's the problem with the glitter situation. Is it gets all over everything. So I don't want to wait till the end and have it not as a reward for whoever wins the trivia. There's only, I think, like 16, 17 questions. But there's some tough ones on there. There's some easy ones. So everybody can play. Let me put a different background in there. How's everybody doing tonight? Anything? They found the backpack of the guy. If you were one of the 200 people that watched my last show, you would know that they found the backpack of the guy and that killed the UHC. I guess that. Let me see. What's a fun one to put up here? Boom, boom. I had the game show music playing for the last half hour in my head. I have that in my head. It's in my head. How about this one? This is nice. This is, well, I like this better. We'll go with that. Okay. There you go. Peter Griffin. There I am. Okay, I'm in the shining house. Danny. Peter Griffin of The Shining. We'll get to that, Heather. We'll get to it. Okay. So this is my new cool. I had a green thing to put behind me. So you'll notice, wait, this part of my head will be missing for this show, which it normally is anyway. So that's not too much different. If I go forward, you can see my guitars. Wait. I can really dodge bullets like this. And don't worry, Oscar's here. I'll just play harmonica all night. I don't care. My neighbors do though, so I'll keep that in check. All right. Here we are, Danny, and what do you guys want to talk about? I see Tommy Jude was finally 6 months later catching on to my my police stuff. I don't know if he's watched my older shows or what. I'm like, yeah, okay, good. I'm glad somebody's getting caught on to what was going on. Those Stingrays are more or less obsolete technology, and you guys know. I have to tell you nothing. All right, let's get to that. Did I play the song already? Yeah. All right. Next, we have on the Purge. This is it. I'm just gonna get to it. This is. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah.
How much for this 10,500 acre ranch over in Idaho? This ranch is located west of Whitebird and right next to the Snake River. This ranch has 3 different home sites. 2 of them do not have electricity. This ranch is currently used for seasonal cattle grazing. It has over 7 miles of creeks on premises, and on the western border it has access to the Snake River via public lands. The 10,500 acres is all deeded, and would you take it for $1,370 an acre or $14,500,000?
Would you? Would you take it for some green eggs and ham? All right, let's see what else we got. I wonder why I wanted to start with that stupid shit. Okay, here we go. Okay. And now you know why I don't live in Saudi Arabia. It's not happening.
I had a woman come up to me recently after a show, angry, pissed off. Brad, I was so offended when you said the word midget. I was like, right, because you have other family members who are dwarfs. No. You have children that are little people. No. Then why the do you care? Why do you care? This doesn't affect you. It doesn't change your life. I would understand if every time I said the word midget, that was some sort of call to arms to all the little people out there to rise up and fight our tall oppressors. And then when you guys got home, there were midgets just flying in your windows, doing shoulder rolls and then drop kicking your puppy. Okay, I would get that. But literally nothing happens to you. And who the are you to tell me what I could say about my own people? I hope you realize I've been a midget my entire life. All 32 years. It's not like I was 6'4", you know, things weren't going so well, so I hacked off a couple of feet and said, let's give this a shot. That didn't happen. I had a woman come up to me.
He's so funny. There was a guy that is the only case, and this is a small Kane fact for you. I don't know how I know this, but he started off life with dwarfism, and he was a midget, and then he grew to be one of the tallest men, and he had giganticism, or whatever it's called. So he grew to be one of the tallest men ever. He went through this crazy growth spurt, and then this guy, he's so funny. And it's Brad Williams. He talks about when he's like, when I was a kid, you couldn't hit a dwarf. So the way my father punished me was he'd put me on the counter. He's like, for regular people that doesn't seem like much, but when you're small like me, that's a whole body laying down. And he'd just leave me on the counter. What's wrong with this guy? We ought to hang him. All right, let's go.
DiGiorno announced they are bringing back their frozen Thanksgiving pizza for the holidays. The pizzas are topped with turkey gravy, green beans, and the number for the National Suicide Hotline.
There's that one again. How did that get into it? You got trivia.
Got a call saying that two suspects tried to break into a home. Did you guys used to live at 1821 19th Avenue? Yeah?
This is messed up.
Okay.
This
Well, I got
one's
two suspects
really...
in my vehicle. If you come
I
see,
can't believe
you know them?
cops these days.
If not, then I'm going to have to take them to jail because they were trying to break in. And I spoke with the neighbors over there.
And they bring the kids to the perp in the car. That's what drives me crazy. I can't... You don't do this.
Do you know who these guys are?
Oh, no. Well, yes, I do. Yes. That's our elf. That's our elf.
Oh my gosh, what have they done this
So I
time?
don't need to take them to jail?
No, you don't need to.
Okay. Okay, they were coming.
Oh, Mom, you better get them out of there so their magic
Okay, y'all
don't
don't
back.
touch them. I'll touch them. I can't believe they were trying to break into our house.
That is crazy. Got a call saying that two suspects tried to break into a home.
Those kids are adorable. All right, moving on.
Where does the money go?
Oh, wait. This
When
was
you
an
donate to
accident. So this is my new Squiggle Vision. That's unlike Dr. Katz now. I always wanted to be Dr. Katz. Let's see. This was from euphoric, I think. And it's just music there, so I'm going to turn it down and I'll talk over it. This was the teleporting cat on the Linda Lane video. He's like, where'd it go? 11/13/2022, my friends. And there it is. What the fuck? Yeah, we spend days, and months, and weeks talking about that one. Here we go.
Oh, nope. Oh my God. Nope, he's not gonna stop. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh.
Holy hell. Wow.
It's a milk truck.
He was in that cab, too.
I think this is in Ohio. I'm pretty sure this is outside of Typically Unique's house.
Wow.
Yeah, anyway. I typically play that again.
Try to squeeze my fist in between your knees. Hard as you can. Squeeze it. Squeeze.
Oh! Ow! Wow.
Gentle as I can.
When I'm walking, like my hip just like clicks. My leg down.
Is it
Feel it?
is it clunking or clicking? Let's go out in the hallway and see if I fix the clicking.
Oh!
Oh.
Yeah.
That was a nasty one. Oh. No clicks.
Ready?
So that is... I'll put a link if you want to watch some more of his stuff. He does some great stuff. I'd love to visit him. He is affiliated, sort of, with the guy in Houston that we watched. The... what do you call it? The ring dinger guy. He got a official certificate from the ring dinger school. And so he does the ring dinger now. Which it's been around for a while. The ring dinger guy started it, and it seems to proliferate. But if you want to get tuned up, he's a great guy to see. He does a lot of that metaphysical Swamp Rose kind of deal. Let's take a trip to Ohio. What do you think, guys? Have we been there today? No, we haven't. All right. So we're gonna go late tonight, I think. This is
Just
from
came inside real quick.
yeah.
I'm like,
Okay,
"Oh, I
this
got
was
my
the
phone
end
on
of
the
it.
charger."
Her
Thanks
feed
for
cut
walking
off.
with me.
Let me see where I
And
was.
I'll go live. Some of them where they just.
This is
the
crazy
state
because the
sent in
storm
big
that
dump
hit
trucks to
them
they
is
filled
just.
the snow up in the dump trucks, and then they used empty parking lots, empty. No.
And it starts at one point. You can see the snow coming
Where are
down.
we at?
Look at the
There.
drips from the plow
Swimming.
and how high it is. It's insane. It's like she's barely getting a signal
Cute.
right now. Even the snowmen are
They're
like,
probably laid up at night.
"Get me out of there!" Who's
How many
me?
steps? I don't know. I didn't wear my watch. I would say if I go up into my road, maybe it's a quarter of a mile. So
I am the password. You.
I used
are
to
the
walk like
password.
5 miles every day in the summertime when I was in really good condition, but haven't done that in a long time.
Carlos still has a fatwa out on me.
Yeah.
Squiggle Vision. I'm squiggly.
There's a really awesome walk I would do in the summertime down to the lake. We have this place called The Point.
I gotta get glitter bear.
And yes, it's known as the Makeout Point.
Makeout point, right? Well, the kids don't have to go far from her house.
But it's a big parking lot that overlooks our river that comes in from the lake. And then below that is a tourist area with lots of cute shops and restaurants. And we just built a hotel. And I walk down there. If I walk down there and back, it's like 5 miles. Ooh, their house is for sale. This house has started. They usually do awesome decorations at White House. They're probably waiting for the snow to all melt on Monday. Yeah, starting, I think Sunday it's supposed to go above freezing. Monday is supposed to go really up temperature wise, and then the rest of the week is going to be above freezing, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go check out the other side of my street. See, it's really slushy here. Hate that. I'm gonna go down this way if I don't fall.
All right, I want to just check in on that real quick. We warmed up here the last couple days. I've had the AC on, and then tonight it dropped back down into the 40s. And it turns out I've been throwing money out the window this whole time. I had get my whole Danorati look going on again. My head's too shiny tonight. We had the I had the AC on all summer, right? And I have these jalousie windows, you know, the ones like the slatted windows, and I had them. I guess they were cracked open a little bit. I didn't know, and so I've wondered why the AC. I had to turn it on every 15 minutes because you can see behind me I have a wall unit there. This is a small little place. Anyway, and the one in the bathroom was open too. It's the only ones that don't slide down. Like I have the new windows all the way around. So you find out real quick when it's 40 degrees of freezing in here in Florida that you got a leak somewhere. And so I tightened up the window and everything's fine. I don't know why I didn't think of that in the summer. So yeah, my bill was up there. But we're gonna get cold weather the rest of the month, which is like, I remember last year at Christmas it was like 95 degrees, and we're gonna be in the 60s, which is amazing for during the day, because it'll get down to 30 in the morning, and then be 85, 90 by 12 o'clock. So you got your jacket, you throw it away, you forget about it. You don't use jackets here. Anyway.
Hawaii's Mauna Loa, the world's largest active volcano, began erupting for the first time since 1984. Also erupting for the first time since 1984, your aunt watching Yellowstone. Hawaii's Mauna...
I can't today. Oh my gosh. Danny! Danny's not here with us down now. Who wants to get into trivia? Let's play the trivia song. See if we can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I gotta pick one. Oh wait, free for all? Free for all. Oh wait, now it's asking me for players to join. Am I doing the wrong one? This is the right one. I don't know if you guys can hear it yet. I'm gonna pull it up on the window. Oh yeah, I better not show you that. I'm gonna be able to cheat. Cheaters. You bastards. Alright, let's see. Why don't you just get to the damn trivia? That's what I'm here for. I can hear it. Hold on. You guys can hear it too.
How do you guys know each other? He's my cousin. I don't know. Great attitude, dude. Did you go to college? Yes. Where'd you go? Relax, lady. That's a school? Got a great reputation. Cardigan, you look educated as shit. Ever heard of a school named after a dude named Nathan? Have you heard of that? Is that your cousin's name, dude? Were you homeschooled by your cousin? No wonder you don't know anyone. Was it weird calling your kitchen a cafeteria? Was that, does anyone teach special ed? Okay, put your hand down. All right, what? Is that one of your students you're with here tonight? Who's this guy? We got another Nate graduate over here, dude. Hasn't got a single joke. How do you guys know each other? He's my cousin. I don't know. Great attitude, dude.
Anyway, alright, cigar time there real quick. Okay.
Early on that she'd keep Chariot for a long time. So, whenever possible, she bought parts with lifetime warranties.
This was the fifth Midas muffler lifetime guaranteed. I've had 7. This is the shocks from Sears, and I've had 3 sets. This is the lifetime guaranteed battery from Penny's, and Penny's still pays for it, but Firestone puts it in, and I've had 16 free batteries.
When Rachel takes her in for service, she never leaves her, even for a moment.
Either I stay by my car or I leave. And I show them this diagram of how many places there are that has to be lubed.
So you have to educate the mechanic.
Yes.
Rachel knew early on that she'd keep Chariot for...
Can you imagine trying to argue with that lady? Nope, I'll leave. You gotta follow my directions. Let's see what that's here. I'm gonna get to trivia here in just a moment. Jen's here tonight.
The winner of the annual America's Best Restroom contest is a service station in Salt Lake City. Though keep in mind, the contest is run by Trucker Sex Magazine.
All right, this happened in Clearwater, and apparently she was upset that she didn't get her sauce with her order at Raising Cane's, and let's see what happened. Largo, Florida, a Clearwater woman got quite upset when she didn't get her sauce in a Raising Cane's order, and now she's facing criminal charges. Mackenzie Keeling went to the restaurant on East Bay Drive to pick up her mobile order. She soon realized she was missing the sauce for the order and called the restaurant to complain. She got back to the restaurant where the manager gave her missing sauce. According to police, it was then that Keeling asked for more sauce for wasting her time and gas, to which the manager said no. Police said that's when Keeling got hostile. The defendant then shot out her right hand with force that struck the victim in the right thigh. Keeling is accused of grabbing the manager's employee's badge that was attached to her belt loop with a lanyard. Keeling was arrested and charged with robbery since she has been bonded out of jail. So I don't know if the robbery charge is going to stick, but they're going for it. There you have it. All right.
Look, now I have to crawl underneath you. Get the hell out. Now here we are in the back. Look at this. Look. Look. To me, that passes for a tunnel. Now, this doesn't seem like the kind of tunnel that we were imagining in our minds.
Oh no,
we were imagining like a sewer tunnel. No, this could be like a tunnel.
Somebody's little earbud. That's a bummer.
Look at that. And you can see all the way through to the other side. And you can see people walking by. You can actually, from here, when the house was there, probably see the house right from here. Look. Now, you go to this side, look. I mean, hidden in plain sight. Look, you don't even notice that it's there. You scale this.
You know.
But like this right here is the perfect cover. Perfect cover of darkness. Perfect cover of darkness. Right down there. That's where I was. The perfect cover of darkness. Hidden in plain sight. I mean, you wouldn't even have to go all the way across. You could come right up this way. And the CSI people, remember how interested the CSI people were?
Oh yeah.
The CSI people, this is kind of where they were looking. and there's a stairwell.
That was anyway. That was the picture I showed you guys that I was looking for forever. That the cops had sprayed luminol on the night after, and so they were obviously onto this for whatever reason.
Look.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
Right there is that. Right there is the imagined sort of tunnel. Yeah. Then there's a stairwell. You could basically stalk the house from here, and that's where the house would have been, but it is now gone. Right from here, folks. This is the perfect vantage point because look, because you can see the street, you see the neighbor's house. There's the King Road house, and then you see the street. You can see the whole street, everything that's going on from this vantage point. And then you can disappear down that little tunnel way. I mean, this is crazy. How come this was not covered in the media? That would be the first place I went. This is where the CSI people were looking. When they were... The CSI people, they were taking luminol tests from this corner. This is where the luminol tests were taken. Because this is the perfect escape route. Moving on. I mean, that's not that big of an area for a house.
No, it's not. It's not.
I mean, I imagine it to be a lot bigger. But look at. From this vantage point, look at that house way up there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that house way up there. I mean...
Okay, we'll see that gray house there.
I mean...
That's where Valenta was, where we drove up. And when in November, all these leaves are gone.
All these houses on hills, I mean, all you need is like a camera with a zoom lens or a drone. Look at these trees, though. This is the parking lot that they didn't...
Was the drone guy and you didn't tell me
6:34 a.m.
How would anybody know?
This is actually a lot smaller than I thought, this parking lot. Unless maybe they made it smaller. Oh, maybe because they're... Oh, because they're chopping down the trees.
I drove up and I filmed it once.
Why? Wonder why they... Look at, there's another stairwell. Look. There's another stairwell. Could that be?
Wasn't their house white?
So I
It
guess
is right above though. Their parents' house. Okay, we need to move.
Sorry, we're totally moving. I wonder why they're cutting all those trees down.
Fire.
The chainsaw thing just adds a whole nother level of creepiness now. So if you look back, you have to figure this was at the beginning of winter and people have their windows closed, they have the drapes drawn, and all you have to really basically do, it looks like, is just kind of duck your head down and nobody's even going to know you're out there unless you kick something or fall or whack into something, whatever, or bang on their window. You know, at 4 in the morning, people are typically asleep. So it does seem like a legit escape route.
They said directly across the street.
They just threw in the black cat for good measure there.
This is crazy.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna put something there.
Hush.
meow.
Are you a homeless kitty? You have no collar.
Aw. No matter what you do, you can't stop these things. Oh my gosh. Out of control. Awesome. There goes the chat replay. Awesome.
What drink did you get? This is you. This is not a job for you.
I'm sorry. What
A
kind
Coke.
I'm sorry.
No.
It's my first day.
It's your first and your last.
What drink did you get?
Really forgiving there, lady. TikTokers activated the chainsaw.
And
go.
this is a professional. Please do not attempt.
Go.
I guess I've been up that high before. I've never jumped through a cloud or seen a cloud I could jump through. I guess I'd probably do it if I had. I don't know. Maybe I don't think I'd do it. This is Lucy Case. Like, you don't have to do anything. I mean, they could send you a letter from the DMV. Like, you have to be there. No, you know, I can just kill myself. It's like, you can only do it once, but. It's funnier when he said it. Why don't you just get to the damn trivia already? I've been living here in the cold in Idaho waiting for this damn trivia all day. Back. That's a good face right there. Hey man, why did you some trivia in there? It's all part of my new effect act. Tinsel to the Twins is gonna throw some glitter in his beard. That's part of the deal. So they could just be like, "Hey, I'm Tinsel, man. This shit's gonna be everywhere later." It's Arts and Crafts Day here at the Purge, and I will eventually cuff myself. I'm tired of waiting for trivia. I cuff this mother American. Kids cool to be. Alright. Funny thing. Now, they're posting a major reward. Before it was $10,000. If you didn't catch all the other shows there, they found his backpack finally in the Central Park somewhere. No word on whether it has the gun. And he's gotten off to another stage. Listen how easy this is. He gets on the bike, goes through Central Park, comes back on to 85th, goes to Washington Station, hops on a bus. And buses have, even city buses now, have the cameras on them. So more chances are more than likely that they saw where he went, and the New York PD has promised to have him in leg irons within 3 days. We're going to have him in there. You can't go from a country accent to a New York accent. I can't even think of how a New York accent goes. I can just do that. Twist and stupid beard and this glitter. You're gonna put some glitter in your beard. Alright. So also, if you missed the Corinne, I think her name is she's on her final days. And I couldn't help but think of Heather. She was getting roasted in this one of her final press conferences here, this mop-headed lady. And she rage quit the press conference. She literally ran out. And on YouTube, we were literally lambasting her. And then the reporters were just giving her no mercy. And she was, I'm not ready to talk about that. Not ready to talk about a damn thing. Not ready to say anything about the pardon for Hunter Biden. No, she wanted to talk about, like, the new tulips in the White House garden. She thought she was just going to walk up there. And she got roast. And you could just see her getting... And so she just, that's it. She just ran, like, did not walk, ran. Just tell the truth. You put glitter in your beard if I tell you.
Oh, there he goes.
This guy dies for it. Good Lord, I think it's torched. It finally gets some speed here, and then I guess that's what those nets are for. Man, you could not trust me with a ski-doo on the mounds. I'd be like, look at this turn! Oh my gosh, I just killed 6 kids, and I got me a tinsel beard. Ah, it's a tinsel party! That's not a good look. Okay, let's just move.
Photo. Lame. That was stupid. Where'd you meet Miss California? In San Francisco? Can I have a long story? Skip it. Alright. No, I don't have that kind of time. A death row case. Ooh. You guys are so middle school. You work for Netflix or something? Like, what? Were you doing a documentary or are you a lawyer? A lawyer. One of your clients was on death row? Yeah. Is he alive? Yeah, you won the case. Nice. You don't know if he did this shit or not. You guys are just cheering for him doing a good job. That might have been a great murderer. We don't know. What were they trying to get him for? Photo. Lame.
Anywho, alright. So we got trivia tonight. And I've been waiting for Jen to call in here. I guess she probably busy. She's probably got things going on. But she was supposed to put out a new video. We saw this one the other day and blah, 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 blah. But we haven't gotten it yet. So, hard pass. Alright. And let's see what the latest headlines are. Log cabins for sale. There was a fake story that Jay Leno had passed away, and thankfully he didn't. But guy was a victim of one of those things. They have the two new pandas at the China Zoo there. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. What's this? Nice. Oh, dude. I got tinsel. It's tinsel. Damn. Did that start a fire? Is it an explosion after? It's like and Daniel Penny this is such a weird case, this Daniel Penny thing. They dropped the second-degree manslaughter charge on him, if you missed it. And the judge said, well, now you're free to convict him on the other charge. Just drop the damn case. The Hawk 2 girl's going to be here tonight. 2! If you heard about that girl, she got famous by saying how she would give a BJ, and then she started her own Bitcoin, or whatever, and cyber currency, and it went up, but then it went down. It went all the way down, and this one guy wrote her that he's going to sue her because he invested his $35,000 college fund life savings in her cryptocurrency. It's like she's famous for going hot. That's what. You looking at me? Why are you looking at me? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, we've seen that one. Guess what, folks? It's time for Idaho for Purge trivia. Woo! We're gonna start off with the game of Hangman. I figure. Let me get this set up. Beep 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 beep. You'd think I'd have it ready. Alright, well, we'll do the trick. How do I do this? Alright. Play. Play wrong. Okay. Oh, that's only okay. I don't know. We'll figure that one out later. Alright, we'll keep the music running though. It's so fun. Okay. And the first Hangman game goes to, I don't know, but here it is. Get ready, folks. Get your thinking caps on. I'm going to get a piece of paper to... Oh, I wouldn't need to keep scoring. We're fair here. Yeah, she passed away, the Pennsylvania lady, unfortunately. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time. That happened here in Florida once. A guy was sleeping in his bed and the bottom literally dropped out, and his brother was like in the next room, and the sinkhole was 60 feet down, something like that, underneath the house, and yeah, they never found the guy. Poor guy. Alright, let's get the trivia on there. Alright. Okay, you know how this works. And let's start guessing some letters. Go ahead. I forgot how we did this. I didn't remember. How did we do this? Oh, you have to put a number, or you have to put a 1, and the first one that I get gets to pick a letter. Or is that right? Okay, there's a letter. We got an N. Let's see what we get. It's me against you. We got an N. All right, good guess. There's an S. Okay. Oh, we've got an S. Just guess a letter. It's me against you, I guess. I ain't getting up. All right, that's the last country accent there. Just guess some letters. And if anybody wants to, the winner guesses the puzzle first. Is that how it works? I'm saying, hey, we got an A. So far, you guys are kicking my butt. Oh, we got 3 A's on that one. There we go. All right, Wiki and Tonka coming in strong. So this is a 0. We don't have any zeros in here. There's an O. Wow, this looks like a tough one. Tough one to solve here. Is there a T? No T. All right, I finally got one in where I want you. Who's next with the guess of the letter? This is really working out. Maybe a short show, maybe. Tyson Farley, translucent, out of the game. No more guesses from translucent. All right. You got a J. Let's see if we got a J. Give me a neck. Oh. An L. Let's see if we got an L. We do have an L. Keep them coming, guys. This is probably going to go down to the very last letter. Be Real is, so yeah, Jason, you got Jason. It's not Crystal Lake Jason. Or Halloween Jason. Michael Myers is Halloween. I can. I know Heather's out. Keep on going. Give me some more letters. How many people now? Like 3 people in here tonight? I don't want to play this stupid trivia. Keep this a short game. Guess we got 2 more letters to go. Anybody want to throw a letter in? I'll start guessing if you know. Alright, we got an R from Meanie. And there is an R. And looking for a D. Oh, we're looking for a B. We got a B. Oh, wow, you got free. Alright. And Jeff with the guess at the end. Alright. So it looks like Swifferfly got the first Hangman game. Let's move on to the next one. And go ahead and start throwing out your letters. He was the public defender for Kohberger in Pennsylvania. If anybody's not familiar with the bar. What's our first letter going to be today? You got one? It's hard to have the Squiggle Vision and do that game show host voice. Did Heather have it? Heather doesn't count. She's part of the show. You got an O and an M and an O. Okay. O and an M. Oh, I'm kicking your butts. We got a K. My gosh, you guys got to play harder than this. This is a good one. Oh, we got 3 E's from Be Real. Looking good. There's an I. This is not an easy one. I don't even remember what this is. I have no idea. Hey, Echoes. Nice to see you. Got my tinsel glitter. A U from P Fox. Foxy Fox. Oh, let's see if that N is going to give us an arm. They're still throwing out the T. Gets a T. Gets 2 T's. Big points. A D. Oh, barely got in there. Looking for an X for the last arm. Kane wins. It's Heather Fitzgerald. Was that too long, Echoes? I eat cancel for breakfast. Alright. Let's do the next one. There you got a couple more. Let's throw out some letters. We got an R from Be Real. Looking good. Looking good. And watch those R's, S's, and T's, just like in what's that, Joe? Man and White. Spin the wheel. This is not porn music. This is nice yacht rock, elevator music. Going. We need another letter, guys. Throw them out there. Don't be afraid. Just because you got a head. Oh, and a body. From Swifferfly. Still got that T. Oh, we got a T. Who could it be? Who could it be? Who could it be? Not far to go. Heather couldn't even guess her own name. I thought she'd have it right out the gate. We got some more letters. Anybody still playing? Throws out the end. I could quit any time. That's not my master. Alright, that gets us a leg. I'm guessing it's pretty carefully deduced today. Let's see. H. We got an H from Echoes. Not looking good for you guys. 1 and 2. E from Michelle, and there's an E at the end. Woo! Wow! All right, translucent. It's 2 and 2. Is this the? And this will be the deal breakers. It's me against you guys. So far, 2 and 2. Translucent pulls it out for the team, and Tommy Jude was the answer. Let's get some more letters in the chat. There. Taylor Ann. No, I don't think so. Anybody got a letter for me today? I have to beg for letters now. I don't know. She didn't text. She might have fallen asleep. It's okay. She didn't put out the video like she said. All right, we got a. Ooh, oh, eesh. Michelle batting 1,000 for 0 tonight. Jeff T with the T. Jeff H with the H. Jeff A, T, and T. So far, so good for me. What do we got? What's the next letter? It's just like in elementary school. There. Fire! It's a fire! Can't keep me out of my own eyes. I got a 0. I got a 0. Ooh, ooh. So I might take this one. The E's been pretty lucky tonight. Oh, there it is. There is the E. Jeff with the LOL. Too many letters, Jeff. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Sigma Chi. Heather's out. We got a B. I guess Heather's. Nope. I still have tinsel on my lip. Tinsel lip. It's not a common problem for men, really. Let's see who's gonna get this here. Be real chai. ASDF. WYSIWYG. WYSIWYG. We got an N. Alright, that's not racist. And will there be an N? No. Oh, there's an arm. Something fine. This is wild guesses. One more. Kenyon Tonka with a wild guess. Theta row. Nope. Keep them coming. One more guess and you're hanging. Anybody want to try and lose it for you? Jeff H with the R. There is an R. That should give you a little clue there. This is a person. I'll give you that hint right there. Don't be afraid. P. Fox. Oh, sorry guys. It's over. There was no Z. Oh. Okay. Alright, let's get the trivia. I gotta hide you real quick. Alright, here we go. Okay. So let's see how I do this. How do I get to this here? Somehow I gotta I better not have created this game and I can't play it. I think that's the case. Oh, there it is. Okay, now I can remember. Let's see here. I can't even see my keyboard is covered in tinsel. Twaz. Your name is Twaz. Alright, and okay. Oops, how'd that happen? Hold on, don't get too excited here. Let me see if we can't do this without. Okay. Don't want to jeopardize the game. BK arrived back in Moscow on January 6th, 2023, January 5th, 2023, yesterday, or January 4th, 2023. I gotta move these around in the way, as usual. Which one was it? January 4th, 5th, 6th, or yesterday? And here's sort of the first question, because I hit pause. I did not. Okay. All right. We'll give that the Swiffer flag. It was actually Meanie that got it, I think. Here, let me double check the. We'll start over. Why don't we start over? BK arrived back in Moscow on. I'm not blowing. January 6th, January 5th, yesterday, January 4th, or January 5th. I don't even remember what the answer was. And 3, 2, 1. We'll get better as we go. It was January 4th. It'll sound like I know that. The judge issues a gag order which prohibits officials and others involved in the case from speaking about it. Okay. Next question coming up here. We got, I think there's 17 questions. So looks like we'll give that one to Meanie. Here comes the next question. December 30th, 2022 is when BK was arrested. New Year's Eve. Date of BK extradition hearing or Twiz's 18th birthday. December 30th, 2022 is when BK was arrested, New Year's Eve, the date of his extradition hearing, or Twiz's birthday. And I did it again. It is when he was arrested. Alright, Translucent gets one. I guess I should probably start keeping score here now. Sorry. He's so professional at this, I can't believe it. I love anybody who does manatees. Hey look, I got coupons with my guitar strings. Can you see that? You can't see it. So I was flipping you off. Alright, so far we got Translucent with 1 and Meanie with 1. And we continue on. Here we go. I'm doing so well. Alright. Can you guys see okay? I don't care. Here we go. Leaderboard. We got Meanie with 1, Translucent with 1. 1 point apiece until I change my mind. In Ada County Jail, BK'd stay is classified as temporary. Is that true? Or is that false? Translucent getting cocky already with the many championships such as one. In Ada County Jail, BK's stay is classified as temporary. Is that true or is it false? Who knows the answer there? FH answers true. Rochelle with true. Translucent says false, and the answer is true. Several factors were considered in planning and preparing for BK's moving to Idaho County Jail. First and foremost was wanting to do it in the safest and most efficient way. Thanks to a wonderful partnership with the Idaho State Police, we were able to use aircraft because it was just simply made the most sense given the distance of travel and complications that may have come up using ground transportation. So who do we give that to? Looks like Jeff, he was trying. Jeff was trying. He's a quick typer. Alright, Jeff is on the board with 1. And that's how that goes. It looks like maybe Jen's going to join us here, hopefully. Alright, here we go on the next one. You don't know, I pay attention, bro. I pay attention. So the leaderboard is Translucent with 1, Meanie with 1, Jeff H with 1. And here we go with the next question. A Frank's motion addresses mental illness, envelopes, specific challenges, or Twizz's roommates. Which one does a Frank's motion address? Who's going to be the first on that? Is it going to be teleportation, mental illness, specific challenges, envelopes, or Twizz's roommates? So this is A, B, C, D. Sorry, Meanie, I'm going to have to give that Translucent with second. Giving her 2 points. Pulling her ahead in the lead. Anybody's game at this point. And we'll move on. Let me see if I had a fun little fact on that one or not. I don't know if I think I thought I did. Alright, here's the next question. Bryan Kohberger is being held in maximum security, minimum security, an orderly manner, size basement. Where is BK being held? Minimum security, max security, in an orderly manner, or in Cy-Ray's basement? Who remembers that one? See if Translucent can stay ahead with her quick typing. And looks like she did it again. I thought it must be psychic. 3 to Translucent. On to the next question. Let's see if I got a fun fact on that one. Rochelle says orderly man. False arrest. Yep, that's about right. And fun facts are coming through. There we go. Okay. Bryan Kohberger is being held in maximum security section 80 County Jail in one of its 88 solitary cells. He reportedly will not receive any additional security following the same procedures used in recent high-profile cases. All inmates receive either a mainline, vegan, or kosher meal delivered to their cell 3 times a day. So I'm sure it's just like a can of corn, not even heated up, probably. That's my prediction is there. Alright, we got 11 more questions to go after this one. We got Jeff, Meanie, and Translucent with 3. Zaina's last comment was made on 4chan, Twitter, TikTok, or Facebook. Well, we got a flag on the field. Let me hit pause real quick. Alright, we'll take Translucent. Thanks for that honesty, Translucent. I appreciate it. That ties you guys up. Still anybody's game. And let's see what the answer is here. Dana's last comment was reportedly made on TikTok. After stabbing the 2 females, Chapin was killed in the doorway of Xana Kernodle's room before the killer set upon Xana. She was the last victim of this assassin, as she was fierce and had a fight with the killer as she repeatedly grabbed the attacker's knife. Banfield also said, "Also want to tell you that from these 2 sources that Xana Kernodle put up a fierce fight when the attacker set upon her, repeatedly grabbing the attacker's knife, so much though so that she sustained deep cuts to her fingers, and her fingers were nearly severed." If you guys remember that report, I heard that a while back. Alright, who got that one? I forgot. Translucent. Okay, good job. Tails ahead there with 3. Anybody's game. You still have 10 more questions after that one. And here comes the next question. I miss doing the trivia. I like doing it. You guys like the multiple choice better? The knife sheath was Jeff H's. Planted, found on the second walkthrough, or fake. Jeff H's planted, found on the second walkthrough, or fake? Who remembers the answer? Mainline meal. That one got me too, Edie. Jeff H. Okay. Let's see what the answer is. We'll just skip right ahead. I guess we can do that. And found in the second walkthrough. Good job. Let's see if we got our fun fact up there on that one. Oh, sure, I had one. I did not. Okay. So let's see. Did I get that question going? Planted on the second walkthrough. Rochelle's on the board. All right, Rochelle, great job. And we go on to the next question. Everybody's doing great. We're having a good time tonight. Saturday morning. Tommy Jude plays lead guitar with his organ, skin flute, or harmonica. Tommy Jude plays lead guitar, his organ, skin flute, or the harmonica. Jeff H. Brandon. Let's not start any rumors. Let's be real about it. I think we all knew the answer. Who got that first? Translucent got that. All right, Rochelle right up there with guitar. We'll give that one to Translucent with 4. 2 ahead of Meanie. Not happy now. I can see the walls. And it says Tommy is a true shredder. All right, get to the next question here. Great job, guys. Translucent with 4. Meanie with 2. Jeff with 1. And Rochelle with 1. Anybody's game. We still have 8 or 9 more questions. I can't really count. So that's it. Tommy Jude's YT crew is called what? Mob Investigations, the Backstreet Boys, Go Fuck Yourselves, or the Rippers? Does anybody know what his Y2 background helper crew is called? Is it Mob Investigations, the Backstreet Boys, Go Fuck Yourselves, or the Rippers? Person answer gets that one. Here, let me put the answers back up for you. Sorry about that. I like this better than the other music, actually. See, go fuck yourselves. Phil just wanted to put that one in there. Wow, Rochelle making a quick comeback here with the correct answer. We'll just skip right to the results. And Love Tina 2010 is a part of the crew. If you didn't know that little factoid, I don't know where she is tonight, but she must have gotten tuckered out. All right, so we get to the next question. Mob Investigations was chicken. All right, here we go. BK's trial begins on November 11th. Is that true or false? BK's trial begins on November 11th, 2024. Who knows the answer there? This game's a little easier because Twiz and Shaggy are sitting it out, so you have a better chance of winning. BK's trial begins on November 11th. Alright, Translucent gets the right answer there. October 10th, 2024, District Judge Stephen Hippler set the new start date for August 11th, with jury selection beginning July 31st. And the trial is expected to run through November. So there we have that answer. And we go to Translucent. Let me double check I got it. Wait. Wait. Hold on. Make sure here. Rochelle. Looks like Rochelle. Oh. Alright, that one goes to Translucent. She has 5. 2 to Meanie, 1 to Jeff, 1 to Rochelle. If you're still playing, you still got a chance to win. We have 6 or 7 more questions here, and each question after this point is going to be worth 2 points. So let's get them going on here. There's a trick question there, I got you. These will be worth 2 points apiece. Prosecutors have said they haven't found any what to prevent them from using the death penalty. Penises, glitter, mitigating circumstances, or evidence. Prosecutors have said they haven't found any what to prevent them from using the death penalty, and that's penises, glitter, mitigating circumstances, or evidence. Which one? Who's going to get that one? 2 points on this question. Getting harder as we go. I'm not talking about the first answer. All right, MIT. So I can't. I tell you, she's got the fastest internet connection in the West. That's giving her 7 points. And Meanie's at 2, Jeff's at 1, Rochelle at 2. Next questions will be worth 3 points. Let's see if we have any penis facts on this one. I don't know. Kohberger could face the death penalty if convicted. The defense has argued that the sentence would be unconstitutional in a series of motions. 3 points on the next question. 5 or 6 more to go. I can't count. I have no idea. I can probably do math on that. Here comes the next question. Whether you need it or not, too fast. All right. Twiz lives in size basement, Washington, a drunken state, or Idaho. Which one does Twiz live in? Size basement, Washington, a drunken state, or Idaho? Rochelle getting the 3 points, putting her up to 5. All right, looking good. 2 behind Translucent. And here comes the next question. Hippler was a partner at Dewey, Cheatham and Howe, University of Idaho, Givens, Pursley, or Freemasons Law? Who knows the answer there? Dewey, Cheatham and Howe, U of I, Givens, Pursley, or Freemasons Law? Hippler was a partner at Daniel's Nightmare. Rochelle got the answer. What I said, that one was worth 4 points? Wow, that'll take her up to a big 9 or 3. 3, right? Yeah, 3. Okay, so she's at 8. Translucent at 7. And Jeff at 1. Rochelle with 6 points on this next question. 6 points here, yeah. Hippler earned an undergraduate degree from Boise State University, going on to receive his JD from University of Utah back in the 1910s. Dewey, Cheatham and Howe was the law firm that they always used on the Three Stooges. Dewey, Cheatham and Howe. Here comes the next question. Steve G has an IT background. Overbite. Oh, wow. We went right to the answer on that. First one to get it, I guess. Yeah, it's 6 point. 6 point. I don't know what happened there. We will bonkers that question. Let's see ever so. Okay, let's see if we can't get somebody in here on this next question. I apologize for that. I don't have a fun fact for you on this one. Here comes the next question. I think I accidentally hit skip to the answer and skip to Lou. Skip to Lou, my darling. Maddie and Kaylee left the grub truck at 11:45 after eating. 11 o'clock or 11:58? Was it 11:45, 11 o'clock after eating, or 11:58? Yeah, sorry about that, Rochelle. I messed up. I know you didn't cheat. 6 points on this one, though. Drunk wife. I'll do a bonus question maybe or something. 148. Let's see that one up there. None of those. What was the time stamp when they left? 148? So none of these? 11:45? Let's skip the results on that. Okay, so the grub truck time step says 11:58. They arrived home at the same time. I'll give that to Meanie. I've been giving her Rochelle's points all this time. I have no idea. Okay, so that takes Meanie up to 8. Fucked up. I swear to God. And 8, 6, 2, 1, 4, 5, 4, 6. Rochelle, 1, 2, 7. Let's say Rochelle has 7 points, tied with Translucent. Meanie really close behind with 8, or ahead with 8 actually, and Jeff H with 1. Anybody's game. These questions will be worth 10 points apiece. I might be wrong. That was the answer. It doesn't have to be hard fast. I tried to look it up. All right, here we go on the next question. 10 points. Could go anyway. Who arrived first at 1122? Was it Joe Vito, Hunter Johnson, your mom, or the cops? I don't hate you. Carbon Air, Carbonara. Ah. You're only 1 point back. That's okay. Oh, wow. 10 points. And that'll take you up to 22. And you said I hated you. Next question. The police arrived around noon to 112. Is that true or false? The police arrived around noon to 1122. Who knows? True or false? 10 points. Did I say 10 points? 10 points. Why not? Give me a headache. Joe Vandal. Oh, that was another question I meant to put in here. Darn it. What? You got 3 answers. True for Translucent. And let's skip to the results to see. Yes, it's true. Shortly after EMS arrived and were sent packing. 10 big points to Translucent. Tying her up with Rochelle. Here's the next question. That's the final results. So there will be a 20-point playoff. Why not? Like anybody's game. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you back here, forget about it. And we're going to do a rando question from the previous game. How about that? Who was Bryan Kohberger's Pennsylvania attorney? Ooh, wow, this was already in there. If you weren't here for the last game, all right, it was. Here's the answer. Hopefully somebody got that. All right, we'll give that to Rochelle. 20 big points, 42 points to take the game. We got a big one. Jason Bourne. Did I have Jason Bourne in there? That would have been a good hit. Jason LeBar, Jason Bergwick. That would have been good. I feel like I got to consult you when I'm doing the questions. All right. Let's talk about Idaho 4. I like to talk about Idaho 4. Do you guys like talking about Idaho 4 late at night? 1:30 in the morning. It's a 1.5 hour show. I just want to get on real quick and tease you guys with some glitter. How did I get... I don't know how I got muted. How long was I muted there? I have silver. Didn't bust those out yet here. Why not make it just this huge mess? Let's see if silver shows up. Woo! Got a big winner! Hooray! Merry Christmas to you! My wife, she good with flour. That was my Kiki impression. Angie the manatee's done. Alright, let's see if we can't watch one more thing without losing our entire audience forever and ever. Let's keep that music going in the background, why not? Jen used to be, they grow up so fast. You know, they get their start here and then they just take off and then people are stealing my material. It's the way it works in showbiz. And if you're not ready for it, you're not ready for the big time, kids. Oh, I like how they take it like it's their own idea. Kill Kit. What song is that, Echoes? Now you're over my head. Looks like I got hair coming out. That'd be wonderful. I could probably grow like probably that one freak hair. I know you guys are just looking at it, laughing at me. It's probably like 12 inches long by now. You can't see it because it's translucent. I tell you, I'm gonna catch that guy. We'll have him in. Who stole my stuff? We know. We already talked about that. That's all right. They steal my stuff. They steal my titles. I wanted to play this and get you guys' reaction from it. It's a little long, but I promised you some of my producer tonight. Darn it, nobody else is gonna play it, so why shouldn't I be the guy, huh? She does everything for me. I didn't even have enough boobs tonight. While this is playing, I'll be looking up some boobs to show you guys. So this is the one that apparently caused all the controversy today.
You're a man, so stop wearing
Looks
so
like
many
she
layers
must
to go outside.
be monetized because they're playing commercials over her shit.
They are lying. How do you know that? Did your daughter mention something about it? Because I'm looking. No, I didn't. The first time I thought, oh, you're just being judged with him. Just look again. Like, I'm just wanting to see them being bad. But then I'm looking like, no, they're lying. They have created a narrative to protect something or somebody or themselves, and they are feeding it around. And what they're realizing is they're putting themselves in so much more danger. And there's families who could go years with never finding out what really happened. Wow. I do think that Bryan was a mastermind. I do not believe he was alone because the information first given to my daughter was that there were 3 people there.
And this was at what time were the 3 people there? At 8 in the morning or at night?
When the murders happened, but
around 4 in the morning.
Maybe Dylan thought they were just going to be shaking them up for the money.
So the 3 people standing outside was at 4 in the morning, and one was a creepy guy. I think I remember hearing that one was creepy.
Yeah, they just call him the creeper. There's a lot of creepers that hang out there. I don't know. I think there's more questions to be asked.
Mm-hmm.
So my detector test is to be taken. I know they don't hold up in court, but they certainly work well to get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's more questions to be asked.
Mm-hmm.
So my detector test is to be taken. I know they don't hold up in court, but they certainly work well to get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the only one who passed one is that Bryan because he's such a sociopath.
And when Bryan was arrested,
the first thing Bryan said was, "Oh, was anyone else arrested?" Well, what I do think is the reason he wanted to be extradited so quickly is because he's got something. He knows every single thing that these kids have done. When they felt like they were being watched, stalked, they were being watched. They were being watched diligently. I believe he's been in that house before. I think my understanding is he had been in the house, but he was a creeper and they kicked him to the curb and wasn't allowed to come back. That is what I think happened like a few weeks prior.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
They were being watched diligently. I believe he's been in that house before. I think my understanding is he had been in the house, but he was a creeper and they kicked him to the curb and wasn't allowed to come back. That is what I think happened like a few weeks prior.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
And I've told the police that. And that is because I've gotten that from the girls. Because if they're not partying there, and they're just getting this narrative from, but it's still really, the towns are pretty small together, if that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty connected. So it's like being on the same campus. It's just 5 miles apart, right? So your daughter mentioned that a few weeks prior.
All right, sometimes you need a break from her voice. I don't know why. I want you guys to be able to absorb what others putting out there. And if you notice, in general, I've lost weight just because the area is smaller. Anyway, her voice. I enjoy having her in the chat. That's fine, and I'm not picking her, but it's just too much. So you don't forget he was a ninja. He parachuted out of a car with an umbrella that never stopped. And, leprechaun voice. I was trying to watch this comedian that was, Irish. I know, don't you know? They don't stop with that voice. And it's just like you're looking for a pot of gold the whole time. I couldn't. I was like, he might have been funny. It's like the Australian guy, no matter what situation you're in, it could be 911. Oh, the planes are coming. Looking for my pot of gold. Behind the rainbows, my lucky stars. I'll knock your bleeding head off your shoulders.
Someone was kicked out. That was a creeper. Like, is that just something you heard from your daughter? She just thinks, she doesn't, she was told it was the creeper. And people would come to buy there and they were like this 30-year-old, it's like they're like 25 to 30-year-olds that don't belong in college that have record. And it took me forever to get the police. I called every day for almost a month. And I do know a mom tried every day for 15 days. She had spoken with Ethan at 2, or her son had texted Ethan at 2 in the morning. He was at Ethan's memorial service. They were good friends. Ethan had texted her at 2 in the morning. She knew.
Not speaking words.
And it took like 15 days, she said, to get somebody to call them back. They were so buried. And so I just called every day. And when I called the president of UI, because I thought I'm just going to call him because I'm not hearing back and I need to know he's heard my information. I don't need to know what's going on. I need you to know what I know because I do believe it. I think it's relevant. And why would I make it up? I mean, or why would my kid make it up? Yeah, no. And the fact that there's multiple kids who experience that, it's not just your daughter making this up. There's like multiple kids that got the phone call. It's a rabbit hole sometimes when you're not getting anything from the police and you know things aren't adding up. I mean, 1 and 1 is making 12. Come on. It has to balance out. It has to make sense. And I can't help but...
You need a break every once. I don't know what it is. Is that true? She's 28 from Texas and has no kids. Even if that's not true, it's fucking hilarious. She called the FBI. She called the president of the school. All these things were done by noon that day.
I think if I was a parent, I'd be thinking nothing is making sense. And it's being taken all these places where probably it's just the simplest explanation is usually the explanation, right? In life. But there's a lot of things in it, a lot of lying. And these kids are lying like crazy. I can't believe they let them come home for Christmas. And that's what I said to them. I said, are you seriously sending my kid home for Christmas? I know I lose here, but if they're Greek on either campus, you keep them there. A SWAT killed the guy December 15th. Yeah, Brent Kopaka. So, my son, he came downstairs the day that the affidavit came out with the probable cause.
Yeah, in Moscow, actually 1 and 1 is 11. And so you have people out there protesting, 1 and 1 is 11. There's 11 people out there holding up signs, you know. Can't you do Idaho math right? 1 and 1 is 11. Hey, Bryan, I've been wondering about you. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you.
Through this really troubling time that they're going through. It's a story for a lot of people, but it's a life. This is a life tragedy for the families. So just making people aware of that.
All right, so now let's get into the frustrations with law enforcement. Between not releasing enough information about what is happening or this mixed messaging, this has led to people losing confidence in the authorities. And this has also spawned conspiracy theories. Sometimes when you don't have enough information, there's too much information. Well, Mr. Gray talked about meeting with the different members of law enforcement and these authorities, and here's what happened.
Well, we had a meeting with the investigators on Monday. The investigators, the prosecutor, Chief Fry was there, as a few other people in the room. And, our theme going into that was accountability and communication. Accountability, meaning that a lot of the information that had gotten out had been inconsistent and confusing, not only to the families, but also to, I think, the public. You had the coroner making statements. You had the...
So yeah, Bryan, if you missed, if you weren't among the 10 people that watched my Panda News, we had Trish on. She is an employee of United Healthcare, and the gentleman that was killed is literally her boss. And so we had a very inside-in look into how the health care system works, and she offered a lot of great info. So if you get a chance, take a look at least the beginning of that one there. It's under the Panda News. I'd love for you to watch it. It was a great live. But we're glad to have you back, buddy. So.
Bill Thompson, the prosecutor, making statements about targeting, and then that was walked back by Chief Fry in another statement. You had Art Bedke, within a day or two making his statements about crime of passion, and so a lot of inconsistencies in that. Consistency promotes trust, and so part of our theme going in was that there needs to be some accountability within the investigation about having really one voice. And that, they made a lot of decisions during the investigation to do things or not to do things regarding help, reaching out to the public and having the public help them during the investigation. And we wanted some answers to there. I came in with 5 pages of answers, of questions, and we walked out with not much being answered at all. The second part was communication. They've done a really poor job of communicating with the Gonzalez family. And most of the families, and so we wanted to make sure that they were now aware that what our expectations were. That it's the investigation, the families, and then the media. The Gonzalez family should never hear anything on a press release or social media release or anything like that we don't know of first. Yeah, I hope they're receptive. I hope that they're mature enough to be able to take some criticism and understand that some of the expectations and that we have. I wasn't popular when I left that meeting, Brenny mean.
the media, talking about the toxicology reports, the extreme nature of the case, the possible murder weapon. Mr. Gray was not too happy about her comments.
Well, I mean, I have issues with the coroner. Number one, expressing all of her opinions over the media at, I think, at inappropriate times, number one. Number two, making a personal phone call and describing graphic details of what she discovered and what she to the family, I don't think was beneficial in any way. I don't think she did it out of a place of spite. I think she did it because she was, trying to give them more details. But once you hear certain details, it's not helpful to the family and certain things. So, and I could go on and on about the coroner, the idea that she's a criminal defense attorney at the same time that she's a coroner, the fact that she's continuing to defend people during this investigation. And she's done it before. I mean, the fact is that she was involved in she was a coroner on a murder investigation in Moscow years ago. And she also was the defense counsel on the case, which blows my mind.
Yeah, that conflict of interest could be a problem, for sure. That case that he mentioned, we believe, is the James Curtis Leonard case. You can definitely check it out to see Mabbitt's role there. But he wasn't shy about criticizing her actions. Now, he did say that law enforcement hasn't indicated a suspect to the family, that they're keeping things close to the vest. He wasn't shy about criticizing her actions. Now, he did say that law enforcement hasn't indicated a suspect to the family, that they're keeping things close to the vest. Now, he did say that law enforcement hasn't indicated a suspect to the family, that they're keeping things close to the vest. Including about that white Hyundai Elantra that police had asked the public's help in identifying. They said it was near the crime scene at the time of the killings. Anything anybody knows about the car or the occupants of the car. I will tell you this, according to Ann Jeanette, the Moscow County Police informed her that they are getting useful tips on that Hyundai Elantra.
Well, through our tips, through our leads, some of the evidence that came in, we start to identify patterns. And that even though there's sometimes a fascination with a particular case, some people simply don't see the news and may not know that we're looking for it. So if we get the word out there, hey, maybe your neighbor has one in the garage that they don't drive very often. Maybe there's one that's just not on the registration database. Let us know. So far, we have a list of approximately 22,000 registered white Hyundai Elantras that fit into our criteria that we're sorting through. That's an awful lot of information, but it may not be all of them. So the public can help us with that.
And Mr. Gray finally said that the reason a reward hasn't been put out for more information is because police were concerned that it's too early in the investigation to do that, that if they put out a reward, there could be a flood of non-useful information and leads. And as we continue to report on this case, we encourage anyone with useful information to call the tip line, the Moscow County Police tip line at 208-883-7180. You can email tipline at ci.moscow.id.us, and digital media submissions can go to fbi.gov/Moscow, Idaho.
And like we said earlier, we are confident that the occupant or occupants of that vehicle have information that's critical to this investigation.
It just kind of seemed like she was just trying to implement everybody that everybody thinks may be involved. Everyone from Emma Bailey to Demetrius to
Yeah.
who knows.
And that's what I mentioned that in Dagos earlier. I was like, it's literally like she went to Chat GPT and said, write me a narrative based on every conspiracy and rumor that has ever been created in the Idaho 4 case on every social media platform ever. And that's what she's been repeating. It's just a crazy mishmash of literally everything that we've been hearing.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you there. You know, if that was out there, I mean, I just feel like, you know, a lot of people will look at this case and say that there was a lot of mistakes made. You know, you have, you know, they'll look at Bryan Kohberger and be like, oh man, I don't think he would have made this dumb mistake to have driven a car that belonged to him there, to turn his phone off during the crime, to leave the sheath behind. You know, let's take at the end of but the thing is, somebody did do those things. Somebody did leave a sheath behind. Somebody did drive a white Elantra without a front license plate in the area. Why are we surprised if those dumb mistakes were made that somebody was caught? I guess maybe it's because it wasn't what people were expecting.
Well, the mistakes that were made are the things that are like tripping me up the most. And that's just like honesty. I just don't, I mean, that's why when it comes to court, I'm hoping that they actually can prove some sort of connection to something. And this is the reason. Kaylee was not supposed to be there. She had hesitation about going back. And he does not handle his phone situation after he leaves his apartment. That was like slip up number one, is that he either didn't leave it there or he turned it off after he left. And that's why we even knew he left his apartment in the first place. And the only thing I could think of with those connecting is that he knew he had no choice because she was only there for that night and it was last minute. And maybe that's why he could have made the mistakes, because the timing was just too... Because she wasn't, I don't know. There's just it's the mistakes that someone with 10 years of doing all this that, you know, like you even mentioned, was highly regarded by his professors, was recommended for things that literally, you know, handfuls of people get accepted for, to drive your own vehicle, to, you know, end up on all these cameras, to not turn off your phone until after you leave your apartment on the way to what you're doing. I mean, it's just so many mistakes.
Here comes Wrangler, and he's one tough customer, and he knows what he likes when he sees it. That's Daniel in a nutshell. I don't know if the sheep was left behind. I didn't see a sheep in the PCA. I made a peanut butter and peach sandwich. Anybody ever tried that before? A little Kane fact for you guys today about me. I've got Squiggle Vision today, by the way, Brian. That's what this is. I'm trying to be Dr. Katz, and it's working. But anyway, there was a time in my life when I went to Connecticut to stay when I was 16 with my buddy, and his grandparents owned part of a amusement park. And so they're like, yeah, you get your own little apartment and you can stay there for the summer. I'm like, I'm 16. I'm like, I get my own apartment. I'll be on my own. And so it was good and bad. I did have my own little apartment, and it was the storage room for the restaurant that was right behind it. And so it was surrounded by a goat and a sheep farm. And so I woke up every morning to bah, bah, but that's okay because I was drinking wine coolers all night. And then after work, I would work at the game stand during the day, and I would hang out with the video game arcade guys, and we would come back and party and smoke bongs and stuff in my little apartment there. And then at night, though, there was nobody around for miles, so it was pretty dark. It was on a lake, Lake Quassapog in Connecticut and Danbury, and so not a whole lot of girls spent the night really, but I did have a neighbor that had like an actual house attached to the goat farm, and one night he came knocking on my door. He's like, bah. No, he's like, you want to go to the strip club? I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm 16 and I never been to strip. He's like, all right, when you get in there, don't talk to anybody because I know how you are. I'm like, okay. He's like, just say, we look at somebody and say, how you doing? How you doing? That's it. If don't do anything else. And so I go in there and I go to every single, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? But yeah, that was quite an experience for me. And then I went back to the goat farm and drank warm wine coolers by myself and lulled myself to sleep. That was a fun summer. I will tell you that people in the north party way too hard. And I couldn't keep up with it. The first time they took me to one of their houses, it was interesting because the silence of the lambs, kiddies. I served his liver with a nice Chianti and some fava beans. Anyway, where was I? We went to this guy's house, and the first stop was this guy, and his name was Tony. And we had, my friend who took me up there, Billy, had just seen Iron Maiden, and Yngwie Malmsteen had opened up for him. And Yngwie Malmsteen at that point was like in his 20s, and he was doing the whatever classical on the metal guitar. And he was the opening act. He was amazing. Iron Maiden was great too. But we get to this guy's house, and it's like a month later, and he's already playing the Yngwie stuff. And we're like, we'd already like given up on guitar because he was so amazing. And if you're not familiar with Yngwie, here, I'll give you a little taste of what I remember. I don't remember much. I don't even know if this guitar's even in tune right now. But he does that classical stuff, and he's got that song Black Star. Okay. But and he used to he was just going, he's like playing well beyond our abilities, like he just totally shredding it, And we're like, and so I didn't find out until like a year ago that guy was actually already a classical violinist. So he could read the music and do all that really fast stuff that Yngwie does and whatever. So that I'm trying to remember how the melody goes. It's been a long time since I played that, but you gotta get that really high note at the end. Anyway, so I have tinsel. You wouldn't believe it. This is gonna be a mess. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it, Trish. And I guess Rochelle gets to choose wherever I put it. It's everywhere already, so you really can't win. All right, let's get back to the video. This is a video that really gets you talking, though. I really enjoy this. So
that just don't seem to fit is really my biggest issue with just the academia that we've heard, just all the academics with him.
Right, but there is a difference between learning something and then putting it into practice. Like for instance, when you if we were to break down the Linda Lane footage and not necessarily the audio, but just the visual aspect of it, I think there's a lot that you can take out of that video.
You can only listen to Daniel so long. Also, it's not really necessarily the timbre of his voice. It is more. I'll tell you, I did have a girlfriend that I lived with, and I bought her a guitar, and it was a Strat, and she never played it. And so we got in a big fight when we broke up over who was going to get the guitar. It's my guitar. I'm like, you never played it. And so anyway, she got the guitar. But how that goes. But anyway, there was this guy named Glenn. And he lives in San Diego. And he came over, he wanted to borrow my guitar tuner. I'm like, I need my guitar tuner. I'm playing here, playing here. And he was insistent on borrowing my guitar tuner to tune his guitar when he got home. And I knew I'd never see it again if I loaned it to him. So I said nope. And then he left, and I looked all over, and the guitar tuner was gone. And Glenn stole my guitar tuner. He never would confess to it. I froze the camera now.
And you accompany it with the probable cause affidavit. So this person passed around 3 different times, right? Between 329 and 404. And then at 404 is when he did the 4th pass around. Now, if we watch that Linda Lane footage, it wasn't until the 405 pass around that he starts to act a little bit erratic. He does a turnaround at 500, apartment 52, 500 Queen Road. And then he tries to park in front of the house, but unsuccessfully does so. And then he does a 3-point turn and comes back. Now, all those things happen after a specific time. That time is after 4 o'clock. Now, we know at 4 o'clock that Xana is getting a DoorDash delivery. Now, I could be wrong. I don't believe you can choose your DoorDash deliverer. So, given the fact that this house is in a weird location and it could be confusing for a delivery person to find it, I would assume that, especially if this was a total Xana move, as was mentioned before, that she was, it was typical for her to order late. I would assume that she would know that it'd probably behoove of her to turn on a light or something to indicate where her house is at for the DoorDasher not to get confused. So I find it odd that the coincidence is that after the 4 o'clock reception of that DoorDash is when this vehicle starts to act erratic. Now, this is complete speculation on my part, but what I think happened is at 4 o'clock, that DoorDash item is received, and whatever was left to indicate that their house was where the DoorDash was to be received was turned off, whether it be a light inside, a light outside, whatever the case may be. Now, at that point, this became real to whoever is operating that vehicle, and you start to see some crazy stuff. You know, this person had driven by there 3 different times, and each time had driven to the back of this apartment complex, driven by this the victim's residence, and drove away. After the DoorDash item is dropped or picked up, this person is now doing some weird turns, can't park, doing a 3-point turn, comes back around. You hear a horn at 407. I honestly think that vehicle is coming back around to park at 407. And that horn is also him nervous, maybe moving things from the passenger seat to get ready to make entry into this residence. But you can see as the moment that this becomes real, all his training, all the planning that this person has put is starting to unravel right away. So this person can't even park. I do not find it impossible that he's going to leave something behind. Even BTK left a gun behind and had to go back and get it. So, you know, when things are going awry, when things are going crazy, I mean, this leads me to believe that the person that committed this crime and the manner in which they were driving, they're already showing signs of mistakes happening, and they haven't even entered the house yet.
Mm-hmm.
Kim originally called into the Drunk Turkey Show, and they did a good job of vetting her.
There was certain validation that needed to be done. Now, the person that called us in stated that she had a daughter and a son that attended WSU, and they had friends and a roommate that were close to the situation.
I called the FBI on the 13th, actually, because I knew my daughter received the text. That is all true. She had received the text by 10 a.m.
Because it's certain that they were going to do a hit piece, which is why I said to them, I want you to conclude everything I said about you guys, the YouTubers that I trust in this, because it's not fair not to.
Right. Well, I'll give you a little tidbit. I emailed them to not use me. I had a feeling, I thought I had told you. I swore I told you that. I'd be careful with it.
Literally eats his own.
Yeah. I was like, hey, I wouldn't do it. I don't want to be in it. I don't want my name coming out in it. I don't want anything to do with anything from any other mainstream media or large network. After the last 2 times, you know, where they manipulated what myself or Big Blue had said, and you know, completely threw us under the bus for something that
That might be the most shocking part of this whole video. Let me play that back a little bit.
we didn't have anything to do with anything from any other mainstream media or large network. After the last two times, you know, where they manipulated what myself or Big Blue had said, and
when did Big Blue say anything? I quit the show. That's what I heard. What do you think, Big Blue? Oh yeah, whatever you said.
Right. You know, completely threw us under the bus for something that we didn't talk about. You know, for those that aren't aware, you know, the Washington Post and Dateline kind of gave us the runaround. Yeah, they told us they wanted to.
I was appalled, but I thought that is actually not who they are. Like, who they are. It's not who you are, right? It's not even. You'll say to me, "No, Kim, I think you're wrong," publicly, and I'll be like, "But maybe," and we'll discuss it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not that guy that's like. They're trying to. What they're trying to do, I think, is promote mainstream media and say YouTube's the problem or whatever.
Right.
Social media is the problem.
Right. Well,
that's not fair.
Right. What they're saying is, and what they were showing as well, from what I could take, was that there are a lot of misinterpretations of some of the information that is out there. Like, for instance, I saw in one part of the show where it stated that that due to a forensic download of Dylan and Bethany's phones was one of the reasons why they were able to determine what time that the murders had taken place. And one of the influencers said, "Oh, you know, they're texting each other." And I'm like, that's not what it says. It says a forensic download. You know, what that forensic download could be, or could be notifying them, is something as simple as if, you know, Dylan woke up and heard some noise and she checked her phone to see what time it was, and it activated from being, you know, laying on its back, not doing anything, to now it's up forward and it's being turned on and there's a specific time there, right? So it was a little bit of some jumps to conclusions, and they were kind of putting those things out there and highlighting more so the negative aspect of online, you know, sleuthing and stuff like that. However, you don't ever see when they get things wrong, right? Like, because I saw, you know, it was a News Nation when there was some lady claiming to be in the cell right across the hall from BK, and she came out on News Nation saying that he was yelling, "I'm gonna cut you and I'm gonna do this," and it came out to be 100% nonsense.
100% untrue. Correct. 100% nonsense.
And so they try to portray, you know, YouTubers and or, you know, content creators or anybody who wants to talk about the case as people that are just going off the deep end. And, you know, when it's, you know, yeah, some of it is a misinterpretation of some of the information that's out there. And I do think that there was a need to be first when it came to, you know, coming out with content, and sometimes when doing so, it's not as accurate as if somebody were to sit down and read it through a couple of times and then put it out.
My daughters and her friends, I'm never showing them.
All right, so without divulging names, maybe just kind of describe if they're a student or if they're friends of someone. Question is, where did you hear the rumors about the conditions of the victims? I don't want you to go into those conditions. Oh, so the police department told you personally?
Do you remember the ISP officer that was, we had an ISP officer, I guess, assigned to us to speak with me. I called about a ring.
Mm-hmm.
Girls in the sorority wear a little ring, typically, and I wanted to make sure that Jasmine got Santa's ring.
Question is, where did you hear the rumors about the conditions of the victims? I don't want you to go into those conditions.
Police department.
Oh, so the police department told you
ISP,
personally?
Do you remember the ISP officer that was, we had an ISP officer, I guess, assigned to us to speak with me, because I would want Peyton's ring to go to her sister. And it just kind of one thing led to another, and he just had the conversation with me. And he gave me the information. That's where I found out about it. It was just, I was asking about a ring to make sure that it went to her, to Jasmine.
You said this was an ISP officer?
He was an ISP officer, yes, correct.
For UI, and supposedly he had spent the night at my daughter's house, but again, we were in a hotel in Pullman. I never saw him. I never saw...
In a hotel?
So, but then when I called at 5
One reason to be in a hotel in Pullman.
home, she knew everything that had happened. And down to like the injuries and where the kids were, and that Dylan and Bethany were in the downstairs room. They knew the guys who were there. It wasn't just one. They knew who they were. There was a lot of loud noise, and they locked themselves in their rooms and went to sleep. I said, or we're hiding, whatever. But I said, why didn't they call the police? She goes, I don't know. And like, I just really still can't get my head around that. And I know you're frightened, but they were not terrified. Like, what the police report said at the probable cause warnings is not what these kids were all told.
Alright, I'll read this here. What if Main Street media and certain creators have been pawns? Is it possible that someone has known all along about a cover-up? Is it that why there are so many conflicting statements in the media? With so many actions without what seems like any attorney advice, could it be that the advice given is not the advice that people would assume they'd receive? This one is maybe the inflammatory part. Apparently Heather's gotten some messages over this video today, and I can only assume that there has been over the time decent insights, especially in the beginning. Thank you, Tony. It seems like as we went on, it got more ridiculous. But they call us on YouTube and TikTok and all that the wackadoos, the mistrustable sources of information when they perpetuate lies. And I did it again, and I'll let Heather's video finish up here. Watch this. I wanted to prove it to you guys that it's still out there. It's still number one answer for hold on. Whoop, did I go backwards? Okay, Shannon Gray has been a criminal defense attorney for 12 years, handling all types of juvenile and adult felonies. For 4 years, he was a police officer reservist. Mr. Gray has been on both sides of the table in the criminal justice system and recognized the issues facing parents today. Mr. Gray has an extensive knowledge of the law and effects of social media on juveniles and has made a vow to alert parents to the enormous amount of danger social media can expose to their children. There are huge generational issues that are in place, as well as a number of legal issues that came up when a child or teenager is accused of violating law. Parents have to be proactive in protecting their children from sexual predators, the authorities, other kids, and themselves. Live hashtag IRL social media. Here we go. Let's finish it. And so he is, I guess, currently the attorney
So my wife got me this weird new kitchen knife.
They like to play commercials on Heather's stuff. They've done that since the beginning. I don't know why. All right, let's do a quick little. Let's go to just the Yahoo deal. Look at this. Watch this. All right, type in who did Bryan Kohberger. Okay, of course it's not gonna do it now. Hold on. So maybe it was. There it is. So if you can see, they perpetuated it for so long, the stalking thing. It'll never get out of the internet. Who was he obsessed with? Who did he target? Who did he stalk? And who was he messaging? Stalking Kaylee, blah, 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 blah. We have actual people that were actually stalking her. And yet, somehow, with little to no evidence, once again, in the United States, we have ourselves a suspect in custody for 2 years with little to no evidence. And they're going to push that DNA on the knife sheath that could match literally millions of other people as the definitive proof that he was in the house. Even though the house, if that argument fails in the beginning of this case, in the opening arguments to dismiss this case, which I think it should have been a year or a year and a half ago, that will be a shocker, because there is no way that you can claim that house, that crime scene was not contaminated, and henceforth anything found within is completely negligible. It's not admissible, because if other people were there before the police, then they could have planted a knife, they could have planted a footprint, they could have planted DNA. They could have done anything. They could have stolen a shower curtain and rode off naked in the night 10 times and come back by the time the cops got there. So I have to see that as their first. And I guess in the judicial system that we're faced with, that's a long shot. But it by logical standards, to me, it seems like a no-brainer. I don't know what you guys think about that, but it's we have witnesses literally saying that people walked into the house before. We don't know what they did when they were in the house. There's no video of what they did when they were in the house. So how can we trust any of the evidence that they find in the house? It makes no sense. Okay? And then you literally have what they're using on the other evidence is a car that never stopped, cell phone data that don't math up, proven. And the problem with that is Cyril can get on the stand and talk till he's blue in the face, and the only thing that the jury's going to hear is cell phone data. So they're going to try to press that like they were going to when they were going to try to push this thing through in the beginning of the speedy trial without giving any discovery at all. So you have to figure there's reason after reason on top of reason that they're mixing up the DNA, the discovery, that they're withholding the DNA, and they won't help the defense find the things that she's looking for. And so it's to me the prosecution's case sadly is falling apart right from the beginning. So we were discussing this the other night, and Jen made a good point. She said, if there was a fight, like the Fight Club type thing in the basement, which would be why it was such a quiet Saturday night on Frat Row, If they were fighting in a basement, you would not hear possibly what was going on, all the commotion. And then perhaps BK's involvement was that he was a security guard at that fight club. And I suggested, well, maybe that was Brent Kopaka's involvement also, because he was a security guard at Pullman. So maybe this connection, maybe they were friends. Maybe, one BK called the other BK and they got the job. So that's one theory that we have working. But the frat angle, I think, is at this point more than obvious to most of us in here, at least the ones that are watching. And the cover-up is beyond. What is crazy is that video that you see of the police cars up and down Taylor and Palooza, or whatever that road is there, in the back of Sigma Chi. And this is, days after or whatever, and we know for a fact they got to the bottom of what happened. And I honestly think that they decided that it was something they didn't want to be let out to the public. Whatever it may be. We may never know, because as we find in these elected officials, and even in the law enforcement, the cover-ups and the lies run so thick and deep that there's a lot of consequences anyway for coming out with the truth. And so whether we ever get to that, if we have some kind of whistleblower, then, so be it. But at this point, we haven't had one. I can only imagine that there will be one in the future, don't you think? That somebody will come forward at some point, and either it'll get to them. What I worry about is the other theory that I propose, is that, say, 4 people, allegedly, in my opinion, 4 to 8 people from one of the frats was able to pull it off, plan it up, practice it, however they did it, and get away with it, and get back to the frat without any of the proctors or any of the other frat members knowing. And so that's where my 3 keys, if I was a detective and I didn't have to depend on drones and radar, LDAR, and Wi-Fi and X-ray technology to spy on people, and super hearing techniques to listen through walls, I would say, let's get back to the basics. What did Sherlock Holmes say? Sherlock Holmes said, the conclusion is the most likely thing that seems totally improbable, that's not impossible. Something along those lines. And so, where was I going? If you look at it from a detective's perspective, from the old school, there's 3 things that they look for back in the old days. That's how they caught their culprits. You have 1, motive. You have 2, means. 3, murder weapon. That's how they caught everybody. That's all they did. They didn't have fingerprints. They used witnesses to find out the motive. And if they had somebody that saw somebody going in the house. And then you had the means. The meanie-weenies. And the murder weapon. We have seen the motive with, I don't even have to say the name anymore, of Sigma Chi. Seems to be an alpha. Seems to be able to control people and bring him into possibly his schemes. He had a tendency to be obsessed with murder. Okay. And what was his means? An easy route from home to the scene to be undetected, which is what this case is. With this guy that they have in New York, they have his DNA off a bottle, they have whatever off a wrapper, they have supposedly his face on a camera. We have none of that. We have this knife sheath, which appears to be planted by whether it was law enforcement or the frat or whoever did this crime. And then you have the murder weapon, which we've seen over and over and over, jokingly portrayed in pictures and videos. And here, not only is perception reality, art imitates life, but this is life imitating art. And so you have somebody, in my opinion, that has acted out a fantasy, practiced it so many times, and had such the right accomplices, such as people in the house, that they were able to get away with it. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. We've overthought this so hard for so long now that we're blinded to the truth. It's as simple as means, motive, and murder weapon. And those three fit only into one scenario very well. And that is this frat. Point blank period. There's a motive. We have a motive. And so, how on earth did Xana, as if you were watching the trivia quiz earlier, how on earth did she fight so valiantly and grab the person's knife that not a fleck of DNA wound up on her skin? Is that, you can't walk, and they've said it over and over and over in this United Healthcare case, that you cannot walk into a room without leaving some DNA. And you're going to tell me that Xana fought valiantly, grabbed the guy's knife, but there was no DNA. Bullshit. Bullshit. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. It's the only realistic option that I can see anymore. And we see the motivation of the authorities to cover it up in cases like Timmy Reed. We see it at Pullman. We see it in Moscow. And we see it across the country over and over and over and over again. So why didn't it play out here? Why were they able to hide it so well? Because they want to protect the money over and over and over. They don't want enrollment to go down over and over and over again. And yeah, they could have easily gotten his DNA here. Instead, I believe that they based the IgG off of his father's DNA, even though they were watching him put the stuff in his neighbors, allegedly. And why let him flee across the country? Did they want him to be a fugitive? Did they want to see if he dropped something in the way? I don't know. But it's clear to me that somehow they found this patsy, and for whatever reason, he may have been involved, but when he finally is convicted or not, if he's guilty and he's let free, then it's going to be a tragedy. If he's convicted and he's not guilty, it's going to be a tragedy. Either way, we know among us for a fact that it was not a lone person that completed this act. It's absolutely impossible. It's a magic trick that Doug Henning couldn't pull off. And I don't think he'd want to. And I don't see Bryan Kohberger with this kind of fascination for this crime. Who has the fascination? The person with the motive has this fascination. And he has accomplices. Whether they were involved in the crime or not, I don't know. But in my opinion, he has accomplices that would be willing to participate. And you have to think about it. You have all that time of you have this stewing hatred, and you have all this time to think about it, to act it out. People have suggested that he left his YouTube playlist going, completed it within 8 minutes or 18 minutes or whatever the heck you want to believe. And then there's the thing that throws me off the Fight Club death thing, that they died is two things. That it was a messy crime scene, so you would really have to dig in deep to take a dead body already to another location and make it a messy. You would literally have to throw the butter on yourself. And I'm sorry if I'm triggering anybody on this, but it would be a lot of effort, and it would leave a lot of clues. So if that's the case, then they have way more than we think they do that they're hiding. But the fact of the matter is, if it was a messy crime scene, then more than likely it happened there. But we don't know who to believe, because even the coroner hasn't been consistent in her story, and she really buttoned up her tune on that second interview, didn't she? She did. And that tells you that she's being told from above what she needs to say. And otherwise, her life and her lifestyle, whatever, is in jeopardy. That's the only reason that you would kowtow. So, the other thing that throws me off the Fight Club theory is the fact that somebody in that group, if there was a large group of people gathered, somebody would have said, "Look, this is what happened. I can't hide this anymore. I don't care if they kill me, whatever. I have to tell the truth. Your guilty conscience is going to come out. It always happens." So what could have been is they were unconscious or very badly injured from the Fight Club, and then they made it look like a bloody crime scene. But in my opinion, that would leave also another huge amount of evidence. So you also have to think you have the time, more or less, let's say from around midnight or 2 a.m. until noon, allegedly the next day, to cover your tracks. And I think that law enforcement arrived well before noon, if not just a campus police officer, and that went unreported. So these are the conclusions I've come to. I don't know if everybody's on the same page as me, but it couldn't be more obvious that whether BK is involved or not, he didn't have the motivation. The motivation to do it, whether he's involved or not, comes from someone else. And I think that we're starting to question, Tony, the Showalter involvement or not after Jen's fine reporting there on this guy, the knife guy, that looks more like Hoodie Guy than Showalter. They've never said that Hoodie Guy was Showalter, and it is a good point, because he does say, we are going to get you from that, or they're going to get you for that, and his Hoodie Guy's relationship with the girls doesn't jive. It's not like they're hugging and kissing and gossiping. They're doing their own thing, and he's creepily, your first impression on the Hoodie Guy is right. It's whether, if he was protecting them, what was he protecting them from? If he was keeping an eye on them, who was keeping an eye on them for? It's clear that it was, I don't know. I've been in situations, I guess, where I hung around a little too long and it got awkward, but it wasn't on a murder night, that I know of. I haven't been involved in anything crazy like that before, but whoever Hoodie guy is, whether it's Showalter or that other guy, he definitely has some information that I, for one, would be interested in hearing, that is apparently not going to get shared. And you have two girls that were in the house that are more interested in knowing whether or not they were going to be arrested and how they can get out of being subpoenaed back to witness for their friends' murders than they are for going back and helping. And I don't know what that tells you, but those tattoos on their bodies don't mean anything to me if you're not gonna actually. It's not your words, it's your actions. And they have no interest in going back. And yeah, it's a shocking crime, but you should be shocked all the way to the bank and get back there and tell everything you know. And Miss Potts really, I cannot give her enough credit for what she said. And it's so silly. She's such a snark. She doesn't realize how snarky she is sometimes. Because she said, and it's so stupid. It's so, not she's stupid, but the comment is so silly. But damn, does it almost wrap the case up. Clad in black. Clad in black. Clad. A word no millennial has used ever. Clad. I don't even use that word. Clad. Dressed. Wearing. In. Clad? Clad? So either law enforcement was filling in the words, oh, he was clad in black. He was clad in black. Let's say like it did, maybe Dickie IMO. Oh yes, he was clad in black, and it was very interesting with his bushy eyebrows. Did he have a beak nose? Did he have a curved nose? What color were his eyes? What kind of shoes was he wearing? You know, that's the first thing that women notice is your shoes. Do you know that? It's 100% a fact. The first thing women look at is your fucking shoes. Right? And, you know, oh, we're used to having people walk through the house with masks on. Bullshit. You see a guy with a mask walking through the house, you scream. Or you stand there in terror. And then, what, you text your roommate? So, you know, with the 911 call being suppressed, whatever. I think that on that call, somebody said, yeah, the campus guy is here already. And, I mean, you can't not release a 911 call because it's garbled. Let me be the judge of that. That's public information. And when you have a set of cell phones, and somebody asked today, where's the video that Kaylee was taking in the grub truck? Well, where is all the frickin' stuff that was on Kaylee's phone? Where is it? Is that in the PCA? No. Is that the secret stuff that they discussed behind the scenes at Judge Hippler's or Judge's office? Where are Maddie or Dylan and Bethany's phones? What's on those phones? Were they texting each other? What's going on? Is somebody getting killed? What's going on? Did Loach get here yet? We're never going to know, dude. We're never going to see it. I don't know. It's like I said. You got Pasco or whatever county sheriff Grady Judd over here setting a bad example for Moscow by busting people even with his own department and grandstanding on that podium, showing the 911 call, showing the CCTV, all the mug shots of everybody within hours of any crime. And we've had triple murders here out in the middle of the woods. And yet it all gets released and they tell the whole story from hour one. For some reason, Moscow can't get its story straight. And they have to put a gag order on their own mayor. There was your big slip up. Look at what the mayor said. Crime of passion. Boom! Shut him up. Different injuries. Different types of injuries. Kathy Mavitt. Boom! Shut her the heck up. And we haven't heard a thing since. That's why. That is exactly why. You don't have to overthink this. It's not rocket surgery. It really isn't. And they are going to go ahead and be as stubborn as a sheep and continue to push through this bullshit ass narrative. And we've seen anything that, remember the guy that was on fire. They were trying to get him for assaulting a police officer and going back and grabbing his arsenal of guns when he was just trying to put out a fire in his house. Over and over and over and over again. And thank you, Heather, and thank you, Miss Potts. Thank you, everybody that has kept that in our vernacular. Because you forget. You want to trust the cops. You want to. And they do good things. But they can lie. And they can cheat. And, Tommy, if you were watching Tommy do tonight, and I'm glad he picked up on some of the things we discuss here on the Purge for the last year or two. But what you have to remember is, okay, so if you're not familiar, each police department across the country has a drone program, and they've spent tons of money on drones. They've equipped these drones with FLIR cameras that may or may not be able to see into your house. Guess what? They can. And they also are equipped with military technology as it comes out. As you saw, the Royal Air Force has now suits that they can fly, an individual man, a jetpack kind of thing, fly around. That'll soon be in your police arsenal. Robots will soon be in your police arsenal. But here's the thing. When you talk about cheating, when you talk about they use these gimmicks until they get caught, here's the real trick that they pull. To get the funding, they bury it in language in to get it through, like for a local police department, through the city commission. They'll put it at the end of the minutes. Right at the end of the day, everybody wants to go home. Oh, new lights? Sure. Oh, they didn't notice that those lights, the street lights, have cameras and microphones built in. So now they'll be able to surveil you every 500 feet. And then it comes back to bite them when the lights fail a month later, and they have to replace them all. And they have to ask the city to get on their cherry pickers up and down US 19 and replace 1,000 lights that have turned into disco black lights from China that had cameras and microphones in them. And does the public pay attention? Not really, because not that many people since COVID really pay attention to the news, and they don't even believe what they hear anymore. And that's how they get away with it. So that's how they get it in there. And then they'll use it till they get caught. That was a great point, Tommy Jute. I appreciate that, and I'm glad you're getting that information out there. And for you ladies that are worried that people are seeing into your houses, whether they're police or commercial or private individuals, yes, they can see into your house. Yes, they can listen to your conversations just with a simple cell phone and a microphone. The ways that you can combat this is with emergency blankets that cost $3 at Walmart. They're made of mylar, like a balloon, like the shiny balloons. Or you can buy mylar at Home Depot if you don't want to have tinfoil looking stuff on your windows and walls as a decoration. They sell mylar as like a plastic sheeting that you can put over your walls. The reason that they removed lead paint from houses in the 70s wasn't because Johnny was eating the paint chips. It was because now they had X-ray technology and they were able to see through your walls with that technology, and the only thing that would stop it was lead. That's it. That's the reason. It wasn't because Johnny was eating the lead paint chips. Maybe a few Johnnies did. But do you think the government cares about your health? Do you really believe that? Or your kids even? No, they don't. And so now they're using this technology till they get away, as long as they can get away with it. And do they care about your health? How many rads of radiation do you think constant exposure to a portable X-ray cam, which I've shown many times on this show, does to your body? How bad does that? And do you think they care? Nope. And they're gonna put them onto drones, and they're gonna zap you with them as much as they want, just so they know what you're doing. And it's gonna come back to bite them, because that technology is going to be used against them, because very soon they're going to be more or less either sitting in front of a CCT camera at a real crime center, or they're going to be replaced by a robot. One or the other. There'll be one guy in charge of a bunch of robots, and sooner or later they're all going to be in the same boat as us with no elite protection. So enjoy the time where you're getting all these luxuries and you're in the thousands per town, law enforcement, and you're going along with whatever the programs that they're throwing at you. Enjoy this time, because you're gonna be in the same boat as us. So anyway, mylar and lead are the only two things that are going to protect you from the visual aspect of people looking at your houses. Now, with the audio, that's a different story. A low volume AM radio playing near a window will help. The vibrations that it causes on the window tend to scramble. But this listening technology has gotten so good that they can literally be a regular citizen sitting in front of your house and listen to everything that you say. Alright, I'll shut the heck up. Okay. Let me see, what do we play here? Oh, Tony's down. Alright. Let me see. That solution might work for you, Twiz, but I just put tinsel on mine. When North Star see that B string. It's right. So I can't get it quite in tune. Right? It's trying to bother me. It's hard to sing out of tune. Clear month. Here's the FBI playing going on right now. And they're watching my house. that next part for another time. There's like more solo stuff in there. It's kind of, you have to, with the rhythm. I was, the first time I ever played that song, there was like 200 people. It was at Bowser's in Dunedin, and I'm singing it. Hear the voices rail inside. And I look out in the crowd, and this crazy lady is singing along with me. And nobody's ever heard the fucking song before. And somehow she's singing along with me. I'm like, ma'am, what are you, some kind of time traveler? What's going on here? She was right there with me, like, yeah, the voices are in your brain, lady. But I have this whole, like, little blues kind of... And it builds up, and then it gets, like... And then it has a chorus, like... It's kind of a cool little metal... I don't even... this is a nice acoustic. I like playing it. It makes me fingers stronger to get to the edge of the rainbow. But I play electric. I never play acoustic. But for the purposes of not having the electric working right now, this works for me. What was I doing the other day? Yeah, Robert Fripp is absolutely freaking amazing. Him and Steve Morse and if you ever watch The Mothers of Invention with and Steve Vai and all that stuff. Anyway, alright guys. It can't be. It's 1 o'clock, right? I started at midnight. No. Right before 3 hours. Oh no! I told my mom I'd be done earlier. This is an applause. Alvarez. Tony, it's an Alvarez. I have a Jackson behind me, and I'll take off this silly effect I have had on all my this Squiggle Vision. It won't let me do it now. Hold on. Let me get rid of this one, and I'll do it. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure you've seen it before a million times. But anyway, I have a Strat that I painted. I call it the Geisha guitar, and it's it was just a doodle I did, and it looks like there's the Jackson there, and then so I need to, if I solder the wires any shorter, I'm gonna have to put new pickups in it. And I really like the pickups that are in it, so I'm going to take it to a pro. I haven't had the $30 to pay him to do it, so. And which sucks, because there's a bar right down the street, I guess that way, that I could be playing at and probably making a couple bucks, but I'm letting $30 get in the way of $1 million. Anyway, so I also have a couple people that want to jam with me that are pretty decent. There's actually a saxophone player a couple doors down. He's amazing. So I'll be like, I'll just do the rhythm. I don't care. I don't have to be the lead guy. I don't care. I'll just play rhythm and sing. So something will come together, and I'll definitely YouTube it, because when I play out, I only do originals, and the covers get you in trouble on the YouTube there, as we found out, because they're so perfectly done, right? But I can't believe the time flew by so fast, you guys. I'm so Jeff is in Winger. That's hilarious. Let me see. I wanted to. Can you see the little background? I guess I wasn't really utilizing it. Let's see if it does it better this time. And all this time, Twiz thinks I'm a technical idiot. Because I use OBS or whatever, and I haven't utilized any of the effects. Let me see. I'd hoped that this would take some of the squiggle out of it, and I all this time there's been filters, and when you click on it and you have the double two screens, one high definition monitor, one not, you can't see the effects. All I can see is the audio and video filters. We don't have anything. But this one has all kinds of VST plugins, and I finally cooked it up today. And I have a green, not a green screen, but I have like my green bodyboard bag. And I was hoping to put that. I couldn't find it. I hope I didn't lose it. It's somewhere in here. But I was hoping that would take some of the squiggle out of it. But anyway. But I like being able to have, if nothing else, a different background, so it's not just me and the same 4 jokes on my same couch. Let me see. There was another, okay. And then what I can do, here's the cool thing. Here's a cool thing. Watch. Okay, let me pull this up. Watch this. This is the cool thing, and I didn't even think to use it tonight, but here it is. Oh, I better not do any nudity stuff. See, okay, so me and Twiz can go back into, and I can have him on as a guest, and we can go back into the back rooms again, and let me get this up here. And he doesn't even have to leave his couch, and I don't have to leave mine. And we could even add Willie or Dinky if they want to come back to the back rooms, the Idaho 4 back rooms. See, look at. This is the other clip I wanted to use for the Idaho 4 back rooms, and then me and like you'd have like the back of my head or whatever. Oh, party the gang. Look at me. I'm running away from the monsters. Oh no, Brian Kohberger's after me. Ah, you see. So I think I just need to get the actual chroma key green back. Let me know if you're down, Twist. Send me an email or something. See, that could be you. That could be Willie right there. And or I could be the guy in the mask. I could be the guy in the TV. It's squiggly right now. Yeah, it looks like Twiz, doesn't it? He just doesn't have the beard. And see, I can be like, oh, I fell. Oh. But you can't really see. My arms are too skinny, I think, to fall through. Plus, it's kind of hard. So that's why I wasn't doing the thing on Miss Doubtfire. Because when I hang upside down, it's not as effective. I'm not really dead. I don't know who murdered me. Somebody did. Amanda Kohberger is my date. Yeah, you'd be lucky. She's pretty hot. Alright, let's see. It's probably a fun date. Of course, she got fired from her job, so you know you're paying. They probably have a couple of financial issues over there right now. But this is the second part of the Idaho 4 backrooms, and it's kind of cartoonish, but you'll see why I wanted to use it here in a second. I don't know if you can. Why can't you hear the audio? Let me see if we can turn it up. Maybe I have it turned off. Where is the audio on this? Can you not hear the audio? Really? Or maybe you can. Oh, you can. Okay. There it is. It's not very loud, but there's tinsel everywhere. Thanks, Trish. So here, man, I need to take the garbage out. I am so lazy. All right, let's see here. Yeah, so he goes down. Here, I'll fast forward if I can. They won't. This media, Windows kind of sucks, to be honest with you. So yeah, they go down. Twiz, where are we? I don't know. And I can just have him in another bubble over here. These are the things I think about when I'm alone. Like, yeah, Twiz could join in too. Maybe Willie would do. Like getting Willie to do anything without his cat. His cat, there would have to be a cat involved in this video to get Willie involved, I'm sure. Maybe the cat could be like in that Jaws thing. That was freaking hilarious. Alright, I'm shutting it down. That's exactly 3 hours. I don't know the Kohberger rap. I remember hearing it when it first came out, but I don't know. I know the white guy rap. I can tell you that one. Oh, we're in trouble. I think we found something now, Twiz. Well, it doesn't check out. Over. This is the Idaho 4 backroom tunnels. This is when you go in by the windows at the Queen Road apartment. This is where it leads to. All right, you guys. Everybody have a great Saturday. I'll be back Sunday night. And what is today? Saturday? Yeah, Sunday night I'll be back. We'll do it again. And hopefully Jen won't fall asleep on us this time. Like I say, they get their start here, and they grow up so fast. Just move on. Heather's always here for me because she's my true friend. No, I'm just kidding. Jen is my true friend too. I mean, Twiz has always been. There was a lot of chats where it was just me and Jen, or me and Heather, and me and Twiz, and then we spent a lot of time with each other. Is that thought right? That didn't sound right. But anyway, okay, well, you got to see where this goes. This is pretty fun right here. That's pretty crazy. I don't know why the audio is so fragging low, but you know I know how to fix that. Where is? I'm so smart. There it is. Okay. That one. There. Oops. Okay. Hold on. Let me put this thing on it. I'll bring it up. This is hilarious. And see, I can have Heather or Jen.
I mean, it's completely smashed up and there's blood everywhere.
Well, either way, we better get moving. If they're cutting bleeding, then that means we're even more pressed for time.
Contact, 12 o'clock.
Hey, don't move!
Oh, it's one of the scientists. What's going on, scientist lady? Oh, it froze. Okay.
Oh, damn, okay.
And that's where it gets good.
Definitely fits the description.
Yeah, I'm sure it
You can't
smells
fast
lovely down
forward
there,
with
too.
this Windows meeting, but you get the idea. It doesn't
I'm
sound like
guessing one of
Twiz,
you
it really
guys dropped
does.
that down there? Yeah, I dropped one down earlier.
He's sitting there playing Rocket League right now, going like...
Section, this is Miller. We've sent the camera down and got brief footage of the bottom. Everything
Okay,
pretty
on
much
that
matches
note.
their description. Looks like some kind of underground tunnel system, almost like a sewer. Looks like you might be right about
Okay,
that.
I gotta
high drop,
go now.
Looks like it's gonna be a
Thanks
long
for
way down.
being of the part of the
Still
Purge,
alive
and I
before the camera
appreciate you
finally
guys
hits
for
ground.
being here. And I hope you had
Copy
fun.
that. Any signs of the
Learned
team?
something.
Nothing. Not from what we can see.
And
What about you? Heard anything from them yet?